Well, hey everyone, this is Darlene with Jewelry by BDK. I'm coming here in this very first video that I'm live on to give you a preview of some of the jewelry that I will be making here on Amazon. The supplies that I buy from Amazon, I make beautiful boho jewelry like what you see here. In this case, this is the 25 millimeter unfinished wood beads, and to paint the beads, I use that Deco Art Americana paint, some acrylic paint, and I also use a 1.5 millimeter stretch cord. So I'm going to show you how you can create beautiful pieces like what you see here using some of the same supplies that you see in the carousel to end up with pieces pretty like this. So not only will we be making single pieces, we will also be making layered sets bracelets. So many of the supplies that I use to make these bracelets, which is a 5-piece set, I purchased here on Amazon, and you can find some of the supplies in the carousel. I'm really big on the leather knot feature as a focal point on bracelets. You can see it adds a nice little touch, very masculine touch to any bracelet, that you use and choose. And I will also show you how to create this leather focal point. And then that way you can use it on some of your bracelets, like what you see I've done here on a couple of the bracelets. So you'll sit on that side and then also on the other side. So we doubled it on this particular bracelet, which is cool stuff. And then we did on this bracelet, we just went ahead and did a singular focal knot, so I really like the way it looks, add a really nice masculine kind of focal point to it. So this is what we'll be doing. In addition to that, I am going to show how to make the big chunky bracelets using the 25 millimeter wood beads. In addition to that, I like to use aluminum wire. So the aluminum wire, I will also show you, do a little tutorial showing how to use the aluminum wire to make your own aluminum focal spacers for bracelets. And you can also get this wire here on Amazon. You should be able to find it in the carousel there. In addition to that, um, I like to make custom coconut charms to go on bracelets. So I will show you how to create these custom coconut charms so you can make something nice and chunky. And if you're making jewelry to like maybe sell, if you're trying to stock your boutique, if you're doing outside events or anything like such, I'm going to teach you how to make some really, really cool pieces that you can add to your inventory. It's summertime right now, so people are looking for some really jazzy accessories to marry to their outfits, and they're going to music festivals and concerts and all that good stuff. And everybody wants to look really jazzy. Also, I'm going to show you how to recycle or use metal beads to create something absolutely amazing. You take a metal bead, you can wrap it with 18 gauge wire. We will show you how to do this in one of the tutorials or upcoming video. And also, again, some custom charms. You see a lot of custom charms hanging on here, so we got it there. This one is not a custom charm here. This was a charm that we bought. And then also, I'm going to show you how to make the wire spacers. So you can make the wire spacers and you can see how beautiful they are when you add them to your bracelets. They look really, really jazzed. So we're going to be doing a lot of creative, really beautiful pieces here on my Amazon Live. And a lot of these beads here we got off of Amazon. Again, here's some aluminum wire here that we made a spacer with. We also have this big chunky 25 millimeter bead here, which is a bead that was painted with that Deco Art Americana paint, and it's acrylic paint. And then I'll show you that I put a light varnish over it, and the beads really last. Um, as long as you take care of them just like you would any other piece of jewelry, the jewelry should last a really good time. So we're going to be using supplies that we get here off of Amazon. I like to use a 1.5 millimeter stretch cord, magic stretch, and also I'll use the 1 millimeter stretch cord, magic stretch. The 1 millimeter because at 6 millimeter, 8 millimeter beads usually have a smaller hole, and it's it fits nicely with a 1 millimeter stretch cord for a 6 millimeter, 8 millimeter bead. Any beads that are bigger than that, I generally use a 1.5 millimeter stretch cord, only because the bigger the bead is, as you can see here, the bigger the bead is, you want a little bit more support. So you will use a thicker uh, magic cord, and that would be that 1.5 millimeter. So we'll be making these. And then I will also be showing you how I make custom charms for my boho bracelets. I'm going to show you how you can use all those little extra beads that you have laying around that you've purchased off of Amazon, and you're not really sure what to do with those little beads. And you can always make some custom charms. You can make some custom charms. So go ahead and add like such. You can go ahead and add them to bracelets. You can add them on the end of necklaces. Trying to pick this up. So then here, so like a lot of beautiful little charms. And when you custom make your charms, they add a really cool look to your bracelets. Now I'm going to show you some here. So this is a double strand bracelet that I put together, and I used a bigger bead for this one. And then you can see it's just covered with charms, just charms everywhere. And you can see how it gives you like the, just a really nice boho-ish, beautiful look with those charms on there. A lot of custom charms, a lot of extra. And then we have here, so when you stack the bracelets, you know, with that have a whole lot of charms, you get some goodies from it. I mean, it really looks amazing. So you got these, and then we'll go ahead and add this one. And then you can see how amazing these come out. So on my live streams for Jewelry by BDK, I will be showing you how to make some of the most beautiful boho jewelry that you can find. Very custom. Charms are custom, bracelets are custom. I'll show you some of the best supplies that you can buy on Amazon in the sense of what I use, that has been high quality, that has worked very well for me, and all that good stuff. And if you are making bracelets or anything right now, that Stretch Magic Clear Bulk spool is on sale for 22% off right now. Looks like it's about $17.99. So you can go ahead and grab some of that. And then also, I like to use these Tim Holtz ideology metal tokens, and these are on sale. It looks like the Tim Holtz ideology metal, it looks like it's 32% off on one, which is $7.18. And then the other Tim Holtz ideology, let's see what this one is. It is for 9% off, so it's $7.50. I'm not really sure which is which right here. It's just giving me the same exact name, but the difference is one of the tokens, it's all numbers. Another of the tokens, you will find like these little sayings. Like this one says "light the way." This one says, what does this one say? Stay curious. So I really do love these, and I add these Tim Holtz ideology metal um, tokens to a lot of my bracelets. So that's what we'll be doing here. We will be creating some of the most beautiful jewelry you ever did see. I'm going to show you even how I wrap the metal mask and where you can put these natural stones on to a mask and creating this really beautiful piece. And then also, um, these 20 millimeter unfinished wood beads. You can go ahead and paint these. We'll go over all of this in upcoming tutorials that I'll be doing here on lives, and you can end up making some of the most beautiful pieces you ever did see. And again, if you have your own store, if you sell out in the public, if you go to different events and you're wanting to add some really different, unique pieces to your inventory, like pieces no one else is selling, no one else has, you want to make some of the most beautiful pieces, tune in, go ahead and follow, because you want to be aware whenever I start doing the lives, and I will start doing those. It'll begin next Monday. So we'll start doing lives next Monday. And then here, like I said, this is a custom coconut chip. I like to wrap the coconut chips with 18 gauge wire, and it gives you a really unique look. Also with the aluminum wire. I like to use the aluminum wire to create spacers, because that too adds a very unique, very different look to the jewelry when you make it. One thing is an absolute: when you go out to events, the last thing I want to see whenever people are selling is to see the same jewelry at each table. So if you're making your own jewelry, you're making your own custom charms, like you're really customizing some things. When people walk up to your table, they're going to see the most unique jewelry that they're not going to see it anywhere else on anybody else's table, anywhere that you're selling. And that's the idea. You want to be different. You want it to be chunky. You want it to be pretty, lightweight, but still chunky, right? So you want different. People are looking for different. Anybody can make an easy tiger eye bracelet. Anybody can make an easy stretch gemstone bracelet, but you want to go way out. You want to go way out. You want to be very artistic with the jewelry that you're making. And that's going to be here on the Jewelry by BDK Amazon live stream. So we will be doing that. Be sure to follow so that you'll know when I go live to begin doing the streams that will show you, where we'll be actually doing tutorials. I'm also going to show you with this here. This is a metal bead. I took a metal bead and I literally repurposed it and covered it with some 18 gauge wire. So the 18 gauge wire, you can see how it creates a very dynamic, really just artistic piece, and in turn it makes for a great bracelet. So this is what's going to be going on here on the Jerry by BDK live stream. I am Darlene Knight. That's another thing. So in the videos, it'll be a little difficult for me to show my face and do make the jewelry at the same time. So chances are you're going to be seeing the jewelry. I will kind of pop in and say, "Hey, this is Darlene stopping by," but in the meantime, the focus is on the jewelry. So here, these are those 8 millimeter color beads, the glass beads, the frost beads, here on Amazon, and I will be sure to do a tutorial showing how to make something like this using those 8 millimeter glass frost beads. But just a little preview of what's coming up for the Jewelry by BDK Amazon live stream. I want to thank you for stopping in. It looks like there's a couple of people here now. I want to thank you for stopping by this live, but the official lives are going to begin next Monday. Okay. And again, thanks for stopping by, and we'll talk.